first episode of Versus I am doing on this channel. Today is going to be ROH Wrestling versus Impact Wrestling, Global Force Wrestling, TNA, whatever name you would like to call it at this point. Any of them are correct. I'm going to go over the pros and cons of each show, and at the end, I'm going to tell you what one will come out on top. So first, we're going to start off with the Showtime. ROH gets an hour long on CW, while TNA gets a 2-hour show on Pop TV. Now, going into this, you may be thinking that TNA automatically has the advantage with the 2-hour time span. But this is where I'm going to give this one to ROH. Because when you're watching ROH, there's either constantly a match going on, and they only ever cut a promo when it's going to be towards a huge match. Like when Cody Rhodes went up against Dalton Castle, the last pay-per-view, that was a huge match because at that point, Dalton never got up to the main event talent, and Cody didn't really take him seriously. And then after Cody lost the title to Dalton, that's when another promo took place afterwards. All those promos were really well executed and actually worked very well towards the pay-per-view and gave the pay-per-view more than just an average promo. Now with TNA, you are going to get a couple more matches because it's longer, but they add on these talk shows like the Dummy Show, which is hosted by Eli Drake. They also can't keep belts on single people. Like every month I'm hearing that someone's dropping the belt and changing the belt. I keep up with TNA through the DVR fast forward button most of the time because the matches aren't really that good to stop and watch, and even if they are, most of the time the matches don't add up to anything, which is why I think it's a little weird that TNA just, even with the hour, they just can't get their show straight. The next focal point is ROH is teamed up with New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Bullet Club, hence why Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Adam Page and Marty Scurll are pretty much on almost every episode of ROH. But TNA has AAA, which is Mexico's, like, New Japan. It's the big thing that they have down in Mexico. Now this one's going to be a little tricky to pick from because TNA is very good at using the Mexican talent towards the X Division and towards the Grand Slam Championship, and they feature a lot of young talent just breaking out, which is great. But at the same exact time, ROH does just put enough New Japan into every other episode, but not every episode, so you know it's there and they make you want to watch the next one just to see if you're going to get those talents. This one, I'm going to give it to TNA, and the only reason I'm giving this to TNA is because in every single one of their shows, you are guaranteed to get a AAA superstar at some point. So the next one is going to be the championship versus. So we have Dalton Castle for ROH and the newly crowned Austin Aries for TNA. Now the reason why I had to wait so long to make this video and it had to get postponed in February is Austin Aries won the title in the middle of January, but the episode of him winning the belt did not air until this Thursday. So I had to postpone the video because I didn't want to put any spoilers out there. Now looking at these two guys, they're both phenomenal athletes. I love Austin Aries. Once he left WWE, he's doing phenomenal in the Indies. He's currently has 4 or 5 world championships on him right now. But then you have Dalton Castle. He's such a wild card. Now, I want to pick Dalton because he's from where I live, and I grew up listening to him on the radio, and I know everything about the guy. But at the same exact time, Austin Aries has that skill set that in any kind of match, he would most likely come up on top of Dalton. Now, the other thing Dalton has over Austin Aries is Dalton is 100 times better on the mic. And, God, his gimmick is just so out there. And Austin Aries is kind of your plain, bland guy on the mic and looking. And when he gets in the ring, that's where he shows all his work. But Dalton just carries it through all the way. So, overall, I'm giving it to Dalton Castle. I still love Austin Aries, but with his gimmick and Dalton's mic skills, that's what etched him out on top. So we have 2 more vocal points left, and this one's going to be the main thing that each of them bring that are special. So TNA has the X Division, which is gotta be one of the greatest things that TNA has, but the X Division lately is, well, not really there. They have a belt, they have a title, they have plenty of guys to make this work, but it's just not. And then ROH only does this once a year, but it's the Top Prospect Tournament. Now this one, every single star to come out of that lately has been shot up to the top. I mean, not last year, it was the year before. Lio Rush won, and now he's already in NXT. So ROH is producing so many more top guys with the Top Prospect Tournament than TNA is producing guys that they can use every week in the X Division. So this one is a no-brainer. I'm giving it right to ROH. So the last thing is going to be what draws you to both shows. So ROH, obviously, you're going to be looking for younger talent. You're going to be looking for the New Japan guys. And you're going to be looking for guys that you're going to catch on more indie shows. Well, TNA, you're going to be looking up for some higher-up guys and a lot of old WWE superstars. Take a look at the roster. Half of them have been in WWE or were a big guy in ROH at one point. Hence the champions. Del Rio, Bobby Lashley just left. When you think TNA, you don't think of many homegrown guys. You think of guys who have just washed up from other companies and they just scoop them up so they can get more ratings. I mean, going throughout the time span of TNA, Kurt Angle, Sting, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Christian, all came from WWE, and they were all main event players, as long as Jeff Hardy as well. But when you think of ROH, they never take guys from WWE, and they don't really ever take guys from TNA. They make their own, like Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe as well. Samoa Joe is more TNA, but they did have Samoa Joe first. But overall, ROH is going to win this one for me because they have such a better variety of talent that you're going to look for every week. The runtime is shorter. You're guaranteed more action. You're guaranteed better quality matches. So to me, ROH is better than TNA. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe because, as always, more to come.